Hello. Oh, God. Oh, look at that. I'm early. How about that? How is everybody? Hello, Wally. What's it? Hello. Yes. Good evening. Do you know we nearly had a camera issue again, and I've managed to overcome it. I have soldiered through. So, how's the English Riviera? I don't know. I don't live on the English Riviera. That's Torquay, isn't it? Everyone just assumes that down south is all the same, but to drive from here to Torquay would take about 5 hours probably. So yes, it is the camera that was thrown across the workshop floor. How are we all doing? Hello, Pete Crew. How long did redoing the spreadsheet take? See, the dramatic part of me would say, "Oh, it took ages, and I had to work really hard." Well, no, it depends what you define as ages. I think it was about 3.5 hours. But for me, on a spreadsheet with the size of the ones I sometimes get involved in, that's nothing. So it was kind of quicker than I thought it was going to be. It is Second Chance Wednesday, yes. Oh God, Prague Junction, bloody hell, yeah. I never went in there. I'm not from round here. I'm from there. Does it say it? There you go. I'm from East. That's where I'm from. Although this is a misdemeanor. What do you call it? An oxymoron. Because there is no posh bit. But yeah, Prague Junction. Bloody hell, I've heard things about that place. Oh, beastly, yeah. Yes. So, yeah. Hopefully we get a bit of hopefully what I really want is for it to go to someone who's already in the chat and is like a regular on the channel in the chat and the comments and things. That would be the best. There's a chance it won't. There's a good chance it'll, go to someone who was just a random on Facebook or one of the social media places, or someone who watched one of the original videos. I'm sure there are people who bought tickets and forgot. So, yeah, it'd be nice if the winner wanted it. Yeah, to be honest, I'm stuck because if I turn around to everyone and say, please only buy tickets if you really want it, then I'm probably going to put people off buying tickets off cars in the future. So once again, I'm doing myself out of money. If I do any more raffles, that'll probably put them off. But it's a ball ache, isn't it? So, but then I'm going to do the thing. If I do another one, I'm going to do the thing where you have first prize is the car, second prize is like a mug, and the third prize is a key ring or something. And then if first doesn't want it, I've got two others I can go to officially. Or brawl in the car park is probably a good one. I did think I did some more research after the live stream the other day, and basically what would have happened with raffle if we hadn't done it the way we did it, we would have ended up in the same position. So this has actually worked out quite well. What would have happened is raffle give the winner 21 days to claim the prize. If they don't claim it in 21 days, then basically it just gets given back to me and I keep all the money. And if that had been the case, I'm sure some people might re-raffle it. I don't know, but I wouldn't have done. I'd have just gone back through the list of everyone who bought a ticket and done what I'm doing now. So all that's happened, really, him saying he's accepted it and ticking it off and everything like that, it's just meant that it's all moved forward 2 or 3 weeks. So, which is good, because if it had delayed 2 or 3 weeks, it would have been on the Christmas holidays, wouldn't it? That would have been a pain in the ass. So this works out fairly well, I would say. There's probably a reason why there isn't an option to do a redraw. I'm sure there's a legit reason. But yeah, I mean, so basically the way that I've ended up doing it now is what I would have done. It's just it would have happened 21 days after. When did it end? 30th, wasn't it? 6, 7. It would have been the 21st. Oh yeah, 21. Yeah, it would have been the 21st of December. So yeah, that would have been a pain in the ass. So that's worked out quite well. To stop people redrawing because they didn't like the winner. Yeah, that could be legit actually. So yeah, no, I was a bit flustered when I got back on Sunday night, and then I sort of had a bit of regret, and I thought, oh no, what's happened? Have I done this wrong? Have I made it dodgy? Have I whatever? And then I struggled to sleep Sunday night on it, and then as time went by on Monday, I kind of got a bit more clarity on it, and then by the end of Monday, I was nope, done it the right way. This has worked out for the best. So yeah, I was a bit flustered. Yeah. So yeah, that's the plan. So the only thing I can't do, I don't want to. Basically, I've got my spreadsheet with everyone's name on it. But what I don't want to do is then turn the camera around to show you the spreadsheet because it's got everybody's name on it. So it's got everyone's name and how many tickets they've bought and things like that. And I don't necessarily want to. So what I might do is I'll get my phone out and I'll film the number that it's drawing, and then I'll film the name on the spreadsheet. But then, of course, I can edit it at home and blur out the rest of it. So, because I don't want to, like, there might be someone's name on there that I don't want plastered all over the internet. So, never get sick of spreadsheets, ever. Never. That's the thing. If it happens a second time, yeah, it will. It'd be dead easy. I'll be able to do it in, like, if I say, oh, so-and-so's won it, and then they come in the chat and go, I don't want it, I can be like, right, everyone, hang around. I'll do it again because I've done the legwork. So we've taken out, I've had a fair few emails over the past couple of days, and we've taken out about, there was 6,050 originally entrants. So that includes all the free tickets and everything. And we've taken out now about 500. So the odds have improved for everyone who's still in it. All the entries and names were visible on raffle. Ah, right, okay. I don't know. What do you reckon? I could be. I might be able to sort something. I might be able to. It'd be easier not to have to edit it later on. So, but then they were only visible on raffle if you'd bought a ticket, whereas this is on live the whole internet. So I'll film it. I'll film it. I'll do it on my phone and then I'll overlay it. I don't want to take any chances now. Yeah, the odds are improving. Yeah, 42 draws later, the winner is. Yes, I've had the funds from raffle already, so that's worked out brilliantly. And then I had a email from raffle, which was a copy of the email that goes to Rowan's Hospice, because there's like 400 quid going to Rowan's Hospice, over 400 quid. So there was a copy of the email that was going to them, and it works really well. So that was good. And it was basically just saying, like, so and so has it's going to be really random that someone at Rowan's Hospice, because they're going to open the email and it's going to go, UPnDOWN has done a raffle for a Citroen C4 VTS 180, very rare car, blah blah blah, and donated 10%. And they're going to be like, what? People normally do, like, walking around towns with their legs tied together and stuff. So What have I been working on today? I have been putting the body back on a TVR Cerbera, which was difficult. I've actually been doing that all day, like literally just putting it back on. That's probably the hardest body to put back on. I always thought the S's were because of the angle you had to go on at, but Cerberas you have to go on at an angle as well, and the body's massive. And I can't bill the guy all day. I think the billing hours is about 3 or something like that. So once I've done stop start on the clock and things, but yeah, putting the body back on a Cerbera. So I didn't contact. No, I didn't contact Rowan's. They got enough going on. They got people they got to look after. It's yeah. I mean, what I might do. My missus told me. She said because I'm doing it in sort of not in honor of, but I'm doing it because they helped my father-in-law who passed away, and you can do things in people's memory. Like you can donate and or you can fundraise in someone's memory, which is probably what I'll probably contact them and say, you know, done it for him sort of thing. Basically getting old cars and playing with old cars and selling them. That's kind of what he did a lot. So, oh, thank you, Howard. You didn't have to do that. You already bought tickets. I'm not taking bribes. I'm not doing bribes. Oh, Hubnut's in. So it's all going to go wrong again, I'm guessing. How are we all doing? And Carly as well. Hello. Do I ever find any Blackpool rock in any of the bodywork? No, because it's made of sugar and it would dissolve, wouldn't it? With the moisture. So, yeah. How many helpers do I think Ed China had when he rebodied the Cerbera? Well, he didn't. Well, you mean when he put the body back on? I don't know. I think he had people around who'd done them before. So, yeah, what you see on TV isn't legit most of the time. Oh, Vanny's in. Hello, Vanny. It's not going to go Hubner. I'm not leaving until someone takes this bloody car. I got the stream going before Ian arrived, so he can't affect it. Oh. The bodies, it varies from TVR to TVR, actually. The Cerbera is good because it's got a roof. So, yeah, it's probably one of the strongest ones. And it's actually got a roll cage type thing built into it. So if you want to roll a TVR, definitely a Cerbera or Cigaris or something, because it's actually got tubes going up the A-pillars and over the top, whereas the convertible ones don't have it. Yeah, I mean, the Chimeras and Griffiths are okay. You can lift the bodies off those between the wheelbase. But if you've got the roof on, and you see the gap just increasing on the targa panel and the door shut, like you can't open the door anymore. It's a bit, but it's not too bad. S's are largely the same, although they can vary. Wedges are a bloody nightmare because wedges, the one I've got here isn't too bad. I've got a Series 2 280i, but if you get an SE, one of the later SEs with the hoof, I mean, that spoiler they have on the back, the CX and the SE models, those big spoilers, they weigh a ton. They must be solid fiberglass. And they weigh so much that there's 2 different types of boot strut to keep the boot open, depending whether you've got a spoiler or not. And those back ends, especially if you get a later one with a valance and everything, they're so heavy that I've put one onto a trolley before. And when I've let the ramp down on it, because it was holding the ramp, the back's just kind of drooping and drooping and drooping. You think, are you going to stop? And I bottled it and lifted it back off, put big timbers under it, and then put it down on those. So they're yeah, they're fun. But then in fairness, wedges, the pop-up headlight ones, they're the easiest ones to take the bodies off. So where is that Picasso? What past the Picasso with the owners, I suppose. Oh God, it's all started Started going fast. I can't raffle past the Picasso because I don't own it. So what's in the boxes through the window? What those? Lowering springs. Supposed to sell those about 10 years ago. But they're all for really random stuff. So there's like 1985 Passat lowering springs and things like that. They're all TUV approved though. So any thoughts about the net? Oh, hello. What's your name? Callum? Next raffle car. Right. So I missed out on one. I snoozed because I wasn't going to do it. And then was it yesterday? I suddenly got a sort of, I go through days. I have one day where I have a surge of creativity and I think I'm going to go and buy one now. And then I get other days where I go, I don't want to buy a car ever again. But yesterday there was a car in my watch list on Facebook, which had been in it for about 3 days. And I thought it was fairly cheap until this morning. I thought it was fairly cheap. But I went on there, and it had already gone pending and sold, and he hasn't responded to any emails because I asked him when it said pending, is it gone? Because it was only over the road. Since that, I went back on eBay this morning and I've seen some others on there with MOT for they're probably twice the price, but it's a fairly small amount. So, yeah, maybe. It's not going to be that Metro that's in Chichester because I've seen a Metro pop up in Chichester and I've always wanted a Metro City. And I'm not going to do it in December because I wouldn't want to leave it out in the yard or drive it around in the salt or anything. It's just too nice. So there's a really nice Metro on Facebook. E-Reg 3-door Metro. Oh, no, it's a City X. I'd rather have a City, but it's a City X. And it's on mini lights, I think. And which is actually a good thing because they're the metric tyres, aren't they? The standard ones. So... a ZS 180. Do you know, I was going to share a video this morning. I totally forgot. I found there's on my Facebook memories. It was like 10 years ago. I did an auto test in my MG ZS 180, like through the cones and things, and the handbrake didn't work. So there's me trying to do an auto test without a handbrake, just thrashing around basically, understeering, shredding the tires. I didn't come last. Like 17th out of 25, I think it was, or something. I wanted to put on the. Is it Took? I wanted to put that on the dyno. I really like the idea of putting that on a dyno. Yeah, I like Metros. I'm getting those Metros getting hate. They're a lot of fun. They're a lot of fun. I wouldn't want one if someone said to me, like, you know, if you went back into the 80s and you're in the market for a small car as an actual car, what would you get? God, no. No way would I buy a Metro. Not a chance. There's so many more better cars available. Novas are better. Fiestas are better. AXs, 205s, Renault 5s. There's loads of better cars. But now, today, in 2025, on roads that you can't go more than 30 miles an hour without getting stuck behind a Honda Jazz on, which are potholed to hell, I want something that's fun at very slow speeds. And Metros are a giggle on very slow speeds. So I prefer them to Minis, to be honest. But I suspect I'd probably get bored of it after, a week. I don't like Maestros and Montegos. I've never been into them. I can appreciate if I see like a white MG Montego, I can appreciate that, and I can appreciate how quick the MG Turbo Maestro was. But I've never had any urge to get one. Oh yes, the BX14. Yes, Grey, the Floydian Sergal. What the hell is that? I'm guessing it's like a computer game, something or other. But yeah, he's got a BX14, A-Reg BX14, so it's got the suitcase engine. I've never driven one. It's the only BX. Is it the only BX I've never driven? I haven't driven a BX 17D, which is actually a 1.8, and I haven't driven a suitcase engine BX. That's it. Every other one I've driven. UPnDOWner a ZS diesel. Yeah, have I done it? I've done an MGZT CDTI, but I don't remember what it made. That was years ago. Carmanic, right? If I know someone who's selling a Plurial, if you want a Plurial, I've actually been offered a Plurial. I got offered a Plurial the other day. A very kind man contacted someone that we know mutually and passed the message on. He's offered me a Plurial to raffle or to do something with. I hate Plurials. I can't stand them. They're one of my most hated cars. So I couldn't do it. No, I've never driven a 4TC. That's a fair point. So do the dyno videos tend to do quite well? Not really. Nothing on my channel does that well, to be honest. Everything's a bit niche. I don't get good numbers. If I did, I wouldn't be raffling a car. I think every now and then you can get good views on a dyno video. Occasionally you'll just get caught by surprise, like the TVR, the Griffith 500 flew. Griffith 430, don't know what I did differently on that one. Nothing. The 106 1.1 flew. Saxo 1.4 bottomed out. But the difference with the dyno videos is they don't take very long to make. I normally have them filmed in about an hour. It takes long. Bringing the car in and strapping it on takes longer than filming. And then editing them. If I've recorded it sensibly, I can normally edit them pretty quick. So, yeah. So they don't make. They're better value for money in terms of my time. Does that make sense? Whereas like the BMW, I did the Z4 video, the road one, they did really well. Started really badly, and now it's flown for me. It's gone over like 30,000 views. For me, that's insane. But that took so long to make, and it's crap. But basically, because it's not like I watch other people's videos and be like, oh, they've got better cameras and better sound, and they've got drive-by shots, like proper panning shots, and it's much more, and mine aren't like that. I'm just shooting it with a phone. But even so, it took a long time to make it. But I was really happy with the numbers it got. So, yeah. John Shenanawagon dyno. Yeah, it just went out today, didn't it? Well, no, that was his video. He filmed it. He drove all the way down here. Yeah, that was a good video. Really good video, actually. I should do more like that. Experiments. I will. Next year, I'm going to do more experiments. Do I know anyone with a Tuscan? I know a few people with Tuscans. I don't know if I want to put one on, though. It's a lot of nuts and bolts to sweep up when it blows up. So... do I enjoy doing them? What, dyno videos? Yeah, normally. Well, no, to be honest, I'd rather just sit at home and do nothing. But they're easy enough to do. When I do road tests, I get very flustered and very wound up. So like when you see a video that's 35 minutes long and you think, well, that's a long road test. I would have had an hour and a half's footage, and half of it is me swearing and losing my temper with people in front of me, or getting annoyed that I've got my words muddled up, So, yeah, I think the dyno videos are much more enjoyable to make just because they're easy to make. And the only regrets I ever have with dyno videos is that when I go back through them and edit them, and then I'll look at the graph and I'll miss something on it. There'll be something obvious on the graph that I've missed and not pointed out. But then it's because there's no pre-planning, there's no script, there's nothing. It's literally, I'm just reacting to it live, but just recording it. So, but from that point of view, they're still easy to make. Working on the car videos are fairly easy to make. The Griffith, no, the Chimera with .5 brake fluid, which is just absolutely tanked, and I'm pretty gutted about that one. So I was actually pleased with that video. I thought I paced it quite well for one of mine. That was quite easy. That was quite easy to film, and then for the length of the video, it didn't take too long to edit it, and it was because I managed to be quite sensible about how I filmed it. And in fact, I've had people message me going like, "Oh, that was nicely put together." That, and yeah, no one watched it, so. Yeah. Yeah, well, it's the most dyno videos. I was supposed to be doing this draw. I haven't done the draw yet, by the way. So, because we've been chatting. Yeah, most dyno videos are powerful car. Yeah, I'm not into that really. I don't mind doing some powerful cars if it's like, if it's a car that is known for like not being good with its power, or it's got an interesting way of delivering power or something. But the yeah, I get more enjoyment out of like just normal humdrum cars. And there's the next one going out. I don't know. I haven't edited it yet, but it won't take long. There's another one in the bank, and that is a make of car that has never been on the videos. A brand of car that's never been on, from the 80s. And spoiler alert for everyone in the chat, it did not do well. It's bog standard car, and it did not get anywhere near where it was meant to be. So, well, that was quite a nice car. A Cadillac? No, I've never put a Cadillac on the dyno. Do they even make a manual Cadillac? No, I've never had a Cadillac on the dyno. I think the only no, that's not American, is it? So I've had a Monaro on there. I was going to say that's the only American car I've had on, but that's not American. I've had a Monaro on there. Have I had an American car on the dyno? No. Anyone got Chrysler Neon? Maybe I could try that. Didn't dyno the hub nut Ford Ka? No, and I tell you what, I didn't drive it. I literally drove it to the end of the yard and back once I got it running to see how it drove, and it was peppy. It was pretty decent actually. So I think it would do all right. Yeah, that's true. Ford's American. You're right. A Model T Ford on the dyno. I've got some very interesting, wacky ideas for dyno next year, and I'm in loose discussions with another YouTuber about trying something on the dyno. A Matra Marino, that'd be funny, wouldn't it? I've been offered a Skoda Rapide, but it hasn't got a Skoda engine anymore. In fact, he was in the chat just now. Mick, there he is. Dodge Journey. I don't even know what a Dodge Journey is. Would the SM count as an American car? How very dare you? Absolutely not. Can you put your Landy on? Can you? They're always in four-wheel drive, aren't they? Can't. It's only a two-wheel drive dyno. You can run automatics on the dyno. The problem you've got is that the dyno software will struggle to give you a kind of a flywheel figure. So an estimated flywheel figure. I've got to do a video on how the dyno works. I need to make shorter videos, like little bite-sized ones on why you can't put autos on there, how a dyno works and all this kind of thing. It won't be short, will it? It'll be 5 hours long. But I've done a Trabant. No one saw that either. There's a Trabant's been on there. Crazy. The automatics. The problem you've got with them is that you've got to be in your closest 1-to-1 ratio. So that means for every input in, you get the same input out, kind of. And then you normally start at 30 miles an hour, which means in fourth gear, you're normally ready to go at about 25, just before the 30 target. In some autos, if you're going to be in fourth gear at that speed, they'll kick down. So you'll have a gear change in the middle of your run, which is no good. And then also the torque converter might slip. They might not lock out. So the torque converter might slip, which again will skew your figures completely. So what you need is the torque converter to be locked out and it not drop down, it not kick down. Like some cars won't kick down unless you physically hit the button on the under the pedal, but some still do drop. So it has to be one that doesn't drop and doesn't slip. And I can change the speed it starts at to like 40 or 50 or something. If you go too high, then you just end up with a crap graph. And then that will give us torque at the wheels, but there's still no way of it giving torque at the fly. I mean, you can knock it back into neutral at the top of the run. That's what I did with the C6. It can be a bit iffy. The C6 actually worked. I think it genuinely was only making about 170 horsepower because the inlet manifold was full of what's it. So yeah, autos can be done, but like basically my rule's been if there's a manual version of it, then I wouldn't do it. But if it's an auto only car, then shits and giggles, you stick it on. So diff lock with the front prop disconnected. To be honest with you, I don't mind. I'll stick anything anyone wants on there, right? I've had a Volvo S60R, so it's like 300 horsepower. It's like the engine that was in the Focus RS, and apparently the four-wheel drive system on them is made of cheese, and the splines on the shaft, one of the shafts rounded off. And he was like, so basically, yeah, it's just front-wheel drive now. To just stick it on. And I was like, what? So you want me to go screaming it up to like 120 mile an hour with a shaft that's slipping? Yeah. Doesn't matter. My car's outside and it works. So if someone else's blows up on the dyno, it's not my problem. Can you dyno an EV? It's one of the things I'm going to try and find out next year. Where did they build the SM? They built the SM in Paris. No, it was before Aulnay. It was just the move to Aulnay coincided with the end of SM production. So they everyone says the SM killed Citroën. It's a load of rubbish. That's a video that's coming. I'm going to dispel all these bloody myths. SM did not kill Citroën, not even slightly. They built a new factory, Aulnay, and I think 30 bodies got taken over there, and then they got taken to Ligier, and they finished them. So I do shorts sometimes, yeah. I do shorts and normal videos. Shorts are easy. I mean, I don't make many shorts, but I'm not going to make shorts dyno videos, but shorts are useful for some things. Right. It's now 7:30, so I need to do this car, don't I? And then we'll go back to chat. We'll chat afterwards. It's fine. We'll chat afterwards. Oh, now it's Ian's down there trying to like G me up. So when's this draw taking place? In my own time. Yeah, no, I'm going to do it now. Hang on, I haven't got my phone. I need to film the talk among yourselves. Right. Is this thing going to go off when I'm filming? Because that's no good if it does. I need to clean the camera. God. Oh no, there was a car I was watching on eBay. Oh, you're joking. I can show you what it is. This was a potential raffle car, and it's gone cheap because it needs welding. Can you see it? I've always wanted a Panda 100 HP. I don't think I'd want one for a long time, which just makes it ideal. Buy one, do it up, enjoy it for a month, and then make it someone else's. So 590 quid it went to. I forgot to do anything with it. So right. No, I haven't won it. I forgot to bid. one day I'm going to have a Honda Beat of my own. Right. Where are we at? So, right. So getting back. Right. So on to the C4. So what I'm going to do, I've basically. Actually, you're probably right. I might message them and say if they don't go through with it, let me know. Right. So the C4. I've taken everybody's name who was in the original auction and then deducted anybody who didn't want to be in it anymore. And everybody now has a number. The sheet is not ready. Hang on. Right. The sheet is, everyone's name is on there. There are 5,569 entrants on there. Well, lists on there. Tickets, if you're not tickets, but yeah. And everyone has a number next to their name. But unfortunately, you don't know what numbers you've got. I mean, yeah. Sorry, there's no way of knowing. Only I can see that. And what I've done is it's not in alphabetical order because that's too obvious. So I've taken the second, third, and fourth letter from each person's first name and then done it by that. So it's alphabetical order from the second letter. So I don't know if that makes a difference, but it shouldn't make any difference because this is a random number generator. I am using random.org. There you go. Look, I'll film some of it. Oh. Oh no, my lights. Why is my flash on? Right. There we go. See, there's me filming you, and we're on a live stream. So there is the chat. There's everyone in the chat. And then I'm going to show you the random.org. No, it's got a number. I did a trial run last time, so that's the number on there. 4233 was the last one. So it's minimum number 1, maximum number 5569. I click generate. It gives me a number. Then I go onto the spreadsheet and see whose name has got that number next to it, and they've got a car. Make sense? Right. And then I'll put this on. I'll make it a YouTube short, or I'll put this on there because I've got to fudge out all the things on the screen that you're not supposed to see, like, you know, all my search history. No, other people's names basically. So yeah, I really want it to be someone in here. Really, really, really want it to be someone in here. And you know, it is who it is. If someone gets the car and they're just going to sell it, I'll ask them. And if they are just going to sell it, I'll probably say, like, can I be an intermediary or whatever between you and people in this chat? Because there might be people, if they sold it for like a few £100 or something like that, because, you know, I don't know, then someone in this chat might still want it. So, and I'd love to go to like Rustival next year or another show or something and see there's someone there enjoying it. You know what I mean? So, right. So here we go. Random.org. Okay. So I'm filming this so you can, I'm filming there. There we go. So you can see the random number generator has given us the number of 3308. 3308, which corresponds to I don't even know how to pronounce that name. Alez Hudek. They bought a lot of tickets, to be fair. Alez Hudek. He's in the chat. He's here. Right, Alice, do you want the car? It's actually worked. Someone's in the chat. Oh, that's amazing. Is there going to be a Citroen C4 listed for sale tomorrow? He bought a fair few tickets, yeah. So it's worked that time. I'm just double checking. 3308. 3308. Yeah, he went from 3303 down to 3347. So he had quite a few. That worked. Oh my god, it worked. This is cool. Yeah, how close to Ferrum are you? Well, we'll do. To be honest with you, I mean, like what I can't do because yeah, this has actually worked out quite. This has been quite good because the person who won it is in the chat, so that makes it better. But it wouldn't always happen like that. And the thing is, um, I couldn't like do this from scratch. Like I can't do a raffle like this because I'm not registered. I can't. That's why people go through sites like raffle. So this is a sort of a one-off thing, really. Hopefully, but it's worked. Yeah, I did a thing and it worked. He's run off now. Where have you gone? Is he fainted? He's gone to tell his missus. So, oh, yeah, I did a thing. Sorry. It's good. No, I mean, if it's someone, well, someone who genuinely wants it, I'm really happy because it's a really rare car. Like they just don't pop up for sale. You just don't see them. Do you know how many there were? While you're there, how many left? Which is DVLA data. C4 VTS. Honestly, this will surprise you. So the C4 VTS, the 2 litre. So there are, where is it? 45 currently taxed and 66 sawn. But of course, a lot of those could have been scrapped. We don't know. And what I was going to do was see how many there were in the UK. Here we go. Right. So the highest number of C4 VTS coupes that have ever been in the country, according to DVLA, was in the first quarter of 2010. 470. So they sold. Well, I don't know if they were still for sale after that. I don't know when they went out of production, but 2005 there were 229. 2006 there were 365. So they're selling like 130 in 2005 basically. No, 2006, sorry, because it's Q4. In 2007 they sold another 50. 2008 they sold 20. There's never been more than 500 in the country. So, yeah. That is a seriously rare car. Oh, I've taken my eye off the chat. Someone knocking on my door. And I saw a bilobe for sale. There's a bilobe on it's eBay or Facebook at the moment. It's only a diesel though, 1.6 diesel. So where's it gone? One for every Citroen dealer. There was 250 Citroen dealers, I think, in the UK. He says he's very happy, but then he's put a winky face. Does that mean he's like, yeah, very happy because I get to smash it up? Is that what it is? Oh, we saw it on Hubnut. What, and Ian's video, yeah. The Ian's video, when he drove it, it had the gearbox mount problem still, which absolutely ruined it. Like really, really ruined it. And then I said to him when he went off, I said, "You got to rev it." And then I watched the video back, and I was like, "You didn't rev it. You kept short shifting. You got to rev it. You got to go to like 7 at least." There is still. Oh, damn! I need to get that microphone out. Yes, no, I need to get the microphone out. He doesn't get a free wireless mic, but he does get a free beanie hat. Donated by channel member Phil, and he gets the launch OBD diagnostic scanner CRP123E, I think it is. That's probably worth 100 quid as well. So yeah, he's had a result. Yes, I will rescue the mic. I'll get the mic out. If he emails me his phone number, could we get the winner on loudspeaker? I don't know. Would that be weird? If he wants to. What hat do I need to find next? Well, not a Metro one, because I saw that Metro and thought I really want that, but it's just the wrong time of year. It's all salty and yeah. Don't make me bid for my own mic. Phil basically bid for his own hat. Steve's here. No, Steve, I'm afraid you didn't win. Oh, I like. Someone just said about the high sills on a Metro. They were just going through. I like the high sills. If you don't like high sills in a Metro, you definitely wouldn't like getting in and out of a DS or an SM because they're like that fat and they're that high. Always the bridesmaid. Yeah, you look good in the bridesmaid dress, Steve. What people getting offered Freddos for? BMW Z1 seals. God, that's a bit extreme, isn't it? Oh, Ian's mic. Right, okay. I'm with you. I've never got into an E-Type. Do you know, I'm not even mad. I'm not fussed by E-Types. I like the XK120 and the XK150, but I'm not massively fussed by Jags, to be honest. I like that. What's that XJ? Like the old XJ6 from like early 80s. They did a 2-door coupe of that, I think, in the 70s. They're quite nice. You've driven 9,600 horsepower, the world's oldest E-Type. Wow, that's powerful. XJC, is that what it is? I quite like those. Well, to be fair, Merc Gullwing, yeah, they have got huge sills, but that's like the same as an Ultima, isn't it? It's car with Gullwing doors. They've normally got huge, great big sills. The Lotus Elise is a pain to get in and out of as well. Yeah, I've never really been into Jags, to be honest. Or I don't like Aston Martins either. I've had a Dodge Viper in here. Actually, no, I have. Have I had a Dodge Viper? Would it be classed as an SRT Viper? Because it was the Mark II. I had a Viper. It had an 8.3 litre engine. 8.4. That was okay getting in and out of, but it didn't look as good as the early ones. Is that full time? No, it's someone will have kicked off, I'd have thought. Aberdeen and St Mirren have just started. Alez is at work. Is it Alez? Am I saying your name right? Maybe it's not Alez. Maybe he is a Les. He's just Les. And he's like, well, I'm one of many Leses, so I'm a Les. He's at work. He can confirm the raffle. Mate, you don't need to confirm anything. You don't need to call. You only call in if you're, if they want you to go on the phone during the live stream. No, if you've said you definitely want it, just ping us an email later on when you've got time. And yeah, you can come and get it, basically. I mean, if you come and get it very soon, then it might not be quite as clean as it would be if you waited, but I don't think an E-Type is going to be the next raffle car. I do like a Lexus LFA. A Lexus LFA is one of my dream cars. I love the LFA. Sills on a Countach. I have seen the sills on a Countach. Yeah, they're not as bad to get in and out of as a Lotus Elise, I'd say. Elises are a nightmare to get in and out of. TVRs aren't easy to get in and out of at all, no. TVRs aren't difficult to get in and out of. Like the very early S's in the 80s and like the ones, Vixens and things, they got very short doors. I'm quite short, so it's not a problem. But if you're tall, you probably struggle. But TVRs, things like Cerberas, Chimeras and that, they're easy. I know Cerberus is a bit more of a faff, actually, because it's like getting in through a little gap, but it's not difficult. Most awkward car to get in and out of, Ultima GTR, absolute knob to get in and out of. So it would put me off owning one, to be honest. but the Elise, it's like the Ultima is a bit of a it's a kit car, isn't it? So it's not mass design. It's not produced computer wise. It's not, you expect it a bit more. Lotus Elise, mass produced car, it's a nightmare to get in and out of, which is a shame because they drive amazingly. Invacar for the next raffle. Well, E-Types have fallen below 30 grand, have they? Yeah, but that's SM money. And if I had an E-Type, it would have to be the early one. The V12 one, they're just ugly. I just don't think they're good looking cars. We've got a Japanese car driven on UK roads. The sills haven't removed themselves yet. are trying to. The Pistons are trying to remove themselves, but yeah, I don't think we've bought a particularly good Japanese car. In fairness, I had a Toyota MR2 before, Mark II MR2. That was quite good. Had my Prelude, second gen Prelude. I love that. Had a Primera GT, which was okay, brilliant, but it was all right. A Lamborghini LMO2. Do you know you got to struggle with big heavy cars in the dyno? You know the van that went on there, the Mercedes van. I didn't mention it in the video, but when you go to get a car off the dyno, there's a ramp that comes up. It's an air-powered jack that comes up and lifts the car out of the rollers, because otherwise you've got to pull away. You wouldn't go anywhere. The wheels would just be turning. And the ramps came up, and they couldn't pick the van up. So, but when they come up, they lock the rollers as well. The more they come up, and there's like a friction brake, so it locked the rollers enough for it to drive out. But yeah. What do people say about E-types and SMs? What's the best way to make two Jaguar E-types look invisible? Park an SM between them. Oh, Caterham. Yeah, getting in and out of Caterham's a nightmare as well. Yeah. Westfields and things. I might be going to the UK in July next year. Would I be willing to dyno a Series 1 CX GTI? Yeah. Or 130 horsepower Saab 900 NG. What's NG mean? CX, definitely. How are the Daihatsu's emissions nowadays? It's fine. The Daihatsu, right? The little Syrian, the plucky little Syrian. Like my wife hates it. She just despises it. I think she sees it as a form of punishment having to drive it. But like I would never drive it and go, oh, this is a good car. But I kind of enjoy driving it in a kind of like sort of crappy car way, because it's just like you don't care. You hit a flood, you don't slow down. You can just kind of mistreat it, and it does the simple things really well. Like the turning circle is amazing. The getting in and out of it is easy. It always starts. The lights are decent. The heat is good. It's hard to like. Well, it's hard to like it, but it's hard also to kind of not respect it. So I quite happily. I think in January I'm going back to using it. I'm not using it at the moment, but I quite happily drive it every day. Bomb it around. You can park it anywhere. It doesn't matter. You don't care. No one looks at it. Ideal for me. A Nissan Cube. I've never driven a Nissan Cube. Prelude 2. No, it wasn't a 2.2. It was way before the 2.2. It was a second gen Prelude 2-litre GSI. And it was 1986. So it would have been 135 horsepower, I think it was. Didn't have four-wheel steer, pop-up headlights, but it had 4WALB, which stood for four-wheel anti-lock brakes, because for some reason they couldn't say FPS. There is an upper power limit, yes, 550. But when you start going above 250, 9 times out of 10, you have to start playing silly buggers. You have to start changing the settings on the dyno, because it's to do with because cars with more power tend to have longer gearing, because they've got more power, so they can afford to have longer gearing. So your start speed of 30 is normally no good on a car that's 250 horsepower, because it's normally doing like 800 RPM or something daft. And then the rate that it tries to accelerate at needs changing on, like the dyno needs to be told to let it go. Don't hold it back, because if it tried to add an M3, remember when I couldn't get it, didn't know how the dyno worked. When we first got it in, never had any instructions. I've just figured it out as I've gone and put an M3 on it, an E46 M3 years ago. And it was trying to climb out because I hadn't got the settings right. It actually recorded properly, weirdly. But yeah, we had people sat on the boot trying to keep it down. It wouldn't do that now because I'd know how to sort it out. But yeah, just it's all to do with setting it up, which is why doing anything under 200 horsepower is great, because you just stick it on and it's the same settings. So yeah, it lifted Vecchi, yeah, but Vecchi's light. Well, most of it was rust, wasn't it? Yeah, lifted Vecchi fine. It was that van, that bloody Max's Mercedes. Geez, the weight of that thing. He's like on his limit, on his 3,500 kilo limit, I'd have thought, on his license. Oh God, oh, I've missed the thing. There we go. But I tell you what, the Daihatsu emissions, going back to that, it legit passed the MOT. It did legitimately pass the emissions test, because it only mucks about if you scream it, if you're giving it loads of revs on the spot and bouncing it off the limiter and abusing it, and then it creates a smoke screen, as you've seen in that video. But yeah, when you're just taking it up to like 2,500 revs for the MOT, or 3,000 or whatever it is, and just holding it static, no load, it's fine. Doesn't smoke at all. You follow it down the road, it doesn't smoke. It's just when you give it a bootful, and it just, yeah, you'd think it was a PCV valve or something like that, but it's not. I've had left-hand drive on a dyno, yeah. The Trabant was left-hand drive. The Wartburg, was that left-hand? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was left-hand drive. I've never had a CX on the dyno. Oh, NG stands for new generation, the Vectra-based. But Vectra-based one is the saloon, isn't it? Like I had a 2005 saloon. That was the Vectra-based one. The coupe one, like from the, like, was it 93, 94? That was Cavalier-based, wasn't it? Well, no, I suppose that could be Vectra if you're in Europe. Have I dynoed all my own cars? No. Because what haven't I dynoed? The Activa, because it broke. Splitter. Do you know the weird thing with the Activa at the moment is it's not leaking. It had a hole in a metal pipe and it stopped leaking. I don't get that. The Activa is going to go on when it's fixed, and I'm going to try upping the boost and seeing what we make. Obviously, the D hasn't been on it. TVR hasn't been on it, although that will be terrible when that goes on. That'll be like, I'd be amazed if it makes 200. The SM, funnily enough, hasn't been on it. And family car hasn't been on it, and that's it. So the Saxo situation, which one? Wife's Saxo? Very rusty again. So rusty seals this time. I welded the back before, although that's going to need doing again soon. I did the front in 2018, 2019, around that time. Did the front, had the engine out, did the whole front end, literally stripped the front end, stripped it back to the windscreen, so it was nothing, just bare metal. And now the seals have gone. So need to get it on the road for next year, because next year is some sort of Saxo anniversary. I know was it 2026? So that'll be 30 years since the VTR and VTS came out. Don't think it's 30 years of the Saxo. I think that was this year. The Saxo came out in 95, didn't it? I think. So yes, trying to get it on the ramp, on the road. There's a Perodua Mivi for sale on Facebook. Just so you know. I'd love a Peugeot 205 XS with the TU engine. Yeah, I'd love one. Do you know what? If someone offered me an AX GT or a 205 XS tomorrow for free, I'd probably have the 205 now. I've had the AX GT. I've had loads of them. I'd probably have the 205 now. I love them. or the GT. The GT was the 5-door. 205 GT was the 5-door version of the XS. Yeah, the Syrian's doing well. Syrian has become the new dump it, and it's a truer dump it than dump it was, because like a 106, it just become too likable. Like I did to begin with, I did not mistreat it, but I did just not care about it to start with. But then as time went on, and then the power recording and everything, it just became more plucky and more characterful. And I thought, this is too nice, you know. So yeah, I'm glad it's gone somewhere. I think it's gone to someone who's going to enjoy it now. So, and like, yeah, I didn't like just parking it in the street, because if someone drives into that, they're going to wreck it, and then I've got to find new bits. And whereas a Syrian, if someone drove into it, you wouldn't notice. You'd be hard pushed to tell. Oh God, it's chat jammed, and now it's gone all over the place. So a tomato dyno was going to happen last weekend. Was it last weekend? Or was it the weekend before? Oh God, I don't know what day it is. It was supposed to happen. It didn't. I was going to do 4 cars in one day. No, it was the weekend before last. I was going to do 4 cars in one day. I did the car that I've still got to do in the edit. I did the C4. And then I was going to do something else. I forgot what that was. And then tomato. No, that was it. Was it? Yeah. Mystery 80s car, then the C4, then tomato, and then John came down. Auto Shenanigans, not the Saab video that's gone out today on the Auto Shenanigans channel, a different Saab. And that's, yeah, if you think the one today was funny, you want to wait for this one. And yeah, I was going to do 4 in one day, and I ended up bypassing tomato because I had a nightmare with the dyno, because the dyno computer is on its last legs, and I was running really far behind. So, yes. Yeah, so the tomato is going to go on. Tomato is MOT'd now. I'm just waiting for. I think I'm going to be driving it. I think he wants me to test drive it for a bit, which probably makes sense because it's been off the road a very long time. Spent half its life in a bush. It's going to take a little while to get that thing working happily and reliably. So yeah, it probably makes sense for me to put some miles on it, because then if it conks out on the side of the road, I've got more chance of sorting it out, so that when he gets it back, it's kind of had its shakedown and everything. But the thing with tomato is I have a nasty feeling that I think it's going to do more power than mine. I just got a feeling tomato's got some go to it. So yes, tomato will be going on soon. Maybe, hopefully before Christmas. Hopefully before Christmas. I'm going to say, this is going to sound really stupid. Tomato hasn't got fog lights in the front, and I haven't bothered fitting them for him because he's going to send it off to a body shop. JM is going to send it to a body shop after it comes from here. It's going to go to a body shop and make it look very nice. So there's no point me fitting the fog lights and the housings and everything like that. But without it, it looks rubbish without the fog lights. And on my thumbnail, I don't want it to have no fog lights, so I'm kind of stuck. I might have to fit them just for the thumbnail. Noble M10 is that's just customer's car. I answered this one the other night, I think. Yeah, haven't done a huge amount with it. I need to get in contact with a guy in Greece who rebuilt one of the others, bearing in mind there are 5 of them. And the guy in Greece has rebuilt one, and I need suspension bushes. I'm struggling with suspension bushes. I already figured out the ball joints. One of them is a Granada Nino on the fella who took Foxanne. He identified the ball joints as a cut down for Granada ball joint, the lower ones, and the upper ones are from a Metro on the Noble M10. But trying to figure out the suspension bushes is a nightmare. So, has anything ever failed to exit the dyno under its own power? No, because that's just a joke that's on Top Gear. Because the ramp comes up on mine, the little ramp bar comes up and lifts the car out of the rollers, and it locks the rollers in place. So all that's, you can push it off if you wanted to. Oh, my wife has come in and said 2019. That's when I worked on the Saxo. Dyno and Dialogue. Kitchers a chat with the owner, then dynos their cars. New series coming soon to Up and Down. What do we think? Well, I do that sometimes anyway. I did it with Max and Steve, and kind of with Kelly, but we did a different thing. We chatted separately from the dyno videos. The problem with doing that, I can't film in front of people, so because my head just freezes because there's nothing scripted, nothing's planned. It's just random. So, but yeah, it's not a bad shout. Maybe I should start doing like. The problem is, if you with dyno videos, the more you put in them, the quicker people turn off. Like if you all people, I had literally someone the other day moaning that the dyno video was like, oh, the run didn't happen until 7 minutes, even though I've put like all the chapters in there so you can skip it to say it's in capitals: run 1, run 2, run 3, conclusion. So you imagine that will be the results at the end, or kind of what we thought. And that's too long for some people. So if you end up sitting there chatting about the car for ages, I mean, I could do a separate video, I suppose, but the more videos I do with bad views, and they are getting worse, I think, the less YouTube is going to push them. And the less YouTube pushes them, the less income there'll be. And the less income there'll be, the less chance there is of making more videos. So it's kind of, it's difficult. Oh, a Clio 1.8 RSI. That would be good. Yeah. Do you know, actually, there's a Clio. Do you know what I saw the other day? It was how much was it? I think it was 900 quid. It was a Clio 197. It was a bit of a state, but what is the difference between a 205 XS and an XR? Quite a lot, actually, believe it or not. They're both the same CC. Well, XR could be a 1.1 or a 1.4. And the XR is like a GL. How would you put it? So a Peugeot 205 XE is base spec, and an XL is an L, and an XR is a GL. Does that make sense? So it's not, the XR is like decent spec, not top of the range. I think XT was top of the range of the normal ones. XR would be like, I think the later ones had electric windows, but they would have had the same size engine if it was a 1.4. But the XS has got the carburetor, the camshaft, and the downpipe from an AX GT, or the same type of downpipe as the AX GT. So it's 85 horsepower, not 75. But a suspension, or the wheels were different, I think, on the XS. It was, and it was a warm hatch. The XS was a warm hatch, and the XR was a semi-plush normal spec. So the XS had the GTI bumper, and the XR didn't. But the XT did as well. But that what anyway. Oh God, where's it gone? Where's it gone? My live chat thing's gone, and the gearing as well. I've just seen someone say the XS does have a shorter box. It's yes, same as an AX GT. An XS is an AX GT spec 205 basically. I haven't done a Lada yet. No, you're right. The winner is the winner out? What, I mean, have they gone out? He's at work, so he's not really responding much. Yeah, we were looking at putting Betty on the dyno. I think one day we will. Maybe a Civic Diesel needs to go. That's a random choice. I think that's the kind of car no one would care about, but yeah, why not? JM uses workshops like me as free storage. No, I don't think so. It's definitely not been free. So yeah, it's definitely not been free. I think he'd have liked it back sooner. You know, some things haven't aligned, but at the same time, the car has been a lot more work than I thought, let alone him. So, where did I learn my trade? Self-taught. I do need a replacement PC. The problem is that PC runs Windows XP, I think, because the dyno is so old and so basic, it runs an XP. So it's yeah, that's the problem with getting a new PC. If you saw the PC that's in that one day, I'll put a picture of the PC up on the socials and everyone will have a laugh. It's literally like the insides of it are all pulled out because it doesn't fit in the case anymore. It's a mess. I saw James's Metro video. Yes, funnily enough, yesterday. I mean, wow, that was quite something. I mean, because I've got to be honest, I saw it and I thought, ooh, I'm conflicted here because I don't like people. Obviously, I'm in the trade, so I don't like the sort of naming and shaming video. Well, not naming and shaming, but I don't like the kind of poo-pooing videos. I don't like the negativity because I think, well, there's always two sides to this. But because it was James, I thought, oh, I'll watch it. You know, I'm sure it's level. And then when I saw the work, I was like, I'm on James's side on that one. It's like, that's terrible. I mean, don't get me wrong, £1,000 won't get you anything these days, but it should get, even if, you know, it should get you 25% of it done properly, not 100% of it all done wrong. Yeah, bloody hell. I felt bad for him. He looked gutted. So, yeah, that was horrendous. Horrendous. I hope he's happier with tomato than that. When is the podcast coming back? Overbought, right? So when you've seen, the plan is to bring it back. There have been various reasons why it hasn't recently. We were supposed to be having a break for like a month, but that seems to have turned into half a year. The chairs, you know, the chairs that John gets excited about, what shenanigans, the chairs that he loves. Those are for Overbought. Alex actually bought them for £1.76. So the plan is to do them, but we'll change the format slightly and then maybe have guests as well, but also wanting to try improving the sound and things. It was quite funny doing it in cars. It sounds terrible. It was quite different doing it in a different car each time, but the acoustics and the light were just terrible. But the problem is the workshop is a big echoey workshop, so, and it's very cold now. And next door, building an MOT ramp, which is good for me, but not good if you want to do things in the evening, like record, because yesterday there was a jackhammer in there, like digging the floor up. So I mean, that won't be forever, but they're always working quite late, so you can hear the noise. So I don't know. We need to think about how we do it. Did think about doing it in the mayor's upstairs, warmer up there in the winter, but would be louder from next door, and in the summer would be unbearably hot and you couldn't do it. So we'll figure something out. Kelly's pug video was really insightful. Good. I'm glad. I did think about getting in contact with Lee Noble. Yeah, part of me wants to, and the other part of me thinks like he's going to be like, oh, what? I don't remember. Like built 5 of them. Christ knows how long ago. So maybe maybe I'll try. Oh God, I need to speed up. Right, hang on. XR is GR, right? So Robert Sedgwick, yes, you're right. XR is G. Yeah, I shouldn't have said GL, should I? Because that's confused things. Because there was actually a 205 GL. If it's an X, it's a 3-door. If it's a G, it's a 5-door. So if you get a GT and an XT, No, hang on, that's wrong because the GT is a 5-door version of an XS, not an XT. And they didn't do a GS. The GS is what? Yeah. Oh, the Roland Garros as well. Yeah, that's. Well, I've had an leg roll on the dyno already. Oh, 1500. You mean a different one? You know what I really want to. I want to drive as much as anything is a Princess. I'd love to put a Princess on there, but I'd love to drive one as well, just see what they're like. You go Sana, yeah. Am I very picky with the cars I dyno? Or would I do a not interesting car for a fee? I do any car for a fee, really. It's basically I do the dyno. I can do dynos, paid dyno runs at 75 quid, so anyone can have one, as long as it's not 4-wheel drive and stuff. Doesn't bother me. But if I use it in a video, then I don't charge people. So the choice of what goes online is down to me. But as you can see, I'm not particularly picky. However, as time's going on, I'm looking at some cars and thinking like there was no point me going to the effort of making a video for that car because it's not, no one's going to watch it. And there's been some that I've put out recently and I've known that no one's going to watch them, and I was right. So I'm just scanning through. John's in the house, so we're talking about your chairs. We missed all the Saab chat. Oh God, this chat is going like all over the place. Hang on, I'm just catching up. I'm just scanning through, chatting about JM's Metro. That's fine. Well, yeah, what he said about like, oh, I'm going to sell the car if you don't pay up. I mean, I don't know I have no idea what happened there. I'm not, I don't know the situation. But you can't say that, even if someone owes you money, even if they're like haven't paid for it. You can't be like, I'm going to sell your car. Like, what? You can't do that. Isn't that theft? Nah. Put a Princess on there, but don't treat it as one. People are talking about Princesses. I'm catching up. I remember a 205 GT with a 1.3 suitcase engine. Would that not be a rally? The early rally? Possibly. Yeah, if your transfer box explodes on the dyno, honestly, if someone's car blows up on the dyno, it actually does me a favor because, no, it would do me a favor because I'd get loads of views. Next year, hold a channel dyno shootout day. Well, I previously thought about doing a thing called instead of a rolling road day, it was going to be a lolling road day. LOL, lolling road day, for like anything under 60 horsepower. But it's the time, like that's what you don't see. It's the moving the cars in and out, because the dyno's in a silly place because there was limited places I could put it. The dyno's in a silly place. Moving cars in and out is tricky. Strapping them on, setting the dyno up, it takes ages. So, but yeah, I think I would maybe we should do something like that. Is Metro does have a 180 VVC, yeah. You enter the dyno at your own risk. Do you know, I haven't got anyone to sign any of the waiver forms. We've only ever had one car blow up on the dyno. And it was an MGTF. MGTF. It was an MGTF 160 with a dodgy remap on it. And it actually produced about 140 something. And then it spat a piece of piston out the back. It was decatted as well. So a piece of piston broke off and went out and hit the door at the back of the workshop, which isn't actually a door. It looks like a door, but it's not. It was once, but To be honest, yeah, Alex is just about JM's Metro. I mean, the tyres looked a bit big, actually. The sidewall did look a bit chunky. But I don't think I don't think that's the case, because if you look at the rear bumper in the shot and then you look through the arch and there's a bit of black bodywork behind it, it's like sticking, like it's visible that much behind the bumper. It just looks totally wrong. It will be lowered because it's a track car, but you should be able to, if it's got the right rolling radius, you should be able to drop it down with, you know, onto the bump stops and it not rub. Might rub on full lock, but yeah, I think if the wrong profile tires, yeah, that could affect it. But it looked atrocious. It just didn't look right. Oh, 185 wide, yeah, but what profile? It could be 185 50 13 or something. Oh, someone scored. St Mirren have scored. Yes. Oh, sorry, Ian's been messaging me and I hadn't even noticed. I don't even know if they're current anymore. Is the dyno a decent diagnostic tool? Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it's well, it depends what you want it to tell you. Oh no! Oh no! The goal got ruled out. Have they got VAR in Scotland? You got VAR in Scotland? You got electricity in Scotland? Ruled out. 0-0. Maybe I should offer to fix Betty for Ian, and I could dyno it at the same time. It would an aircon compressor is not a difficult thing to change. It's not. I could fix that. Aussie Ford specialist. Yeah, no, the yeah, no, the dyno being a dyno being a diagnostic tool. Yeah, it's useful. It's not a diagnostic tool in its own right, but what I do find is that if you've got something like Get Me Top Don out or the launch one, this launch one, right? And this it's not. This isn't monetized, so it doesn't matter. This, what is it? It hasn't got a model on it. The one with this. Got sent it. This is my favourite one so far. This is actually really. I mean, the Top Don one, the big Top Don one's good as well, but it's useful because if you put it on the dyno, you can have all the live data on the screen, and then you can set the dyno up to do different things. You have to just do power runs. You can do road simulations. So you put in like how heavy the car is, what the frontal area of it is, aerodynamics and things. So it simulates. Like I did it with Alex's. You watch the it's not a DS, D Special, which is my best video to date in terms of numbers. Hasn't got to 100,000 views, but it's not far off. But it's been like that for over a year. So that one, I did it in there. So I had it on road simulation, and then you can simulate driving it on the road. So you drive up and you change gear, and it basically the faster you go, the more it fights. So it's like driving on the road. So then if you get your car and you've got this on it, and you're looking at all your boost figures and everything like that, or you're getting a fault keep coming up, you can see, oh, it's coming up at 50 mile an hour each time. What happens at 50 mile an hour? And you can, so it's useful from that point of view, especially if you're out on the road and you've got a problem that you know puts the car into limp mode or makes it break down or something, then you're going to break down somewhere. Whereas if you're on the dyno, you haven't. So it's useful from that point of view. Oh, thank you, Carly. Carly's gone. Didn't see that. Scotland has had electricity long before anywhere in England. And you're probably right, yes, because it was invented. No, not invented by a Scot. No, hang on, that wasn't electricity. That was the TV. Guy who invented the TV. John Logie Bear? No. Yeah, I know Scott. Yeah. I know. Peugeot 305. Wow, yeah. Autos on the dyno are just basically my rule with autos on the dyno, if it's for a video, is like if there's an auto version of it, is just no point. If there's a manual version of it, like if it's a car where they only made them in auto, like a C6 with a V6 diesel engine, yeah, you can't use, you can't get it in a manual. But the yeah, if there's a manual version of the car out there, then it's just much better to use a manual one. $25,000 sub antisocial. I'll tell you what, I can't believe how yeah, 24. I was not expecting that. I never thought I'd go past 1,000. So John Logie Baird, there you go. Yogi Bear. Alexander Graham Bell. That's the other one I had in my head. I'm not doing a 24-hour stream. Oh yes, 8:30 nearly. Well, I'm gonna go home soon. So it's easy. It's easy. It's a shame it's not monetized, isn't it? Scotland invented loads of stuff. Could make an interesting video series for John. Well, yeah. I'm not John, so I can't comment. Alexander Graham Bell was a distant relative of mine. That's a good little claim. I am a distant relation of, not, I don't think it's not blood. It's not blood related, of Richard Trevithick. Going back quite a few generations on my grand's side through marriage. I mean, we are talking, it's like, it's so tenuous. James Clerk Maxwell is Scottish and huge in electronic theory. Basically, all radio and telegraphy is designed from his work. You can monetize live streams. I just don't. I just haven't, because if I monetize it, then random adverts pop up for different people at different times. Unless you put in loads of work where you'd be like, right, I'm going to have I know an ad break is coming at this time, so you preset it. But it's like the amount of money you get off a live stream is like, honestly, it's like a fiver. It's like 5 or 10 quid. So yeah, you can monetize them. It's just I haven't. I don't. I just for everyone in the chat, it's just like, no, it's just straight through, no adverts. You can manually insert ads, can you? Oh, that's kind, Andrew. You didn't have to do that. There you go. That's more than I would have got if it was monetized. So Andrew and Howard, is it Howard who did the last one, have sponsored this live stream. So it's paid for. There you go. Why isn't it sponsored by Holy Drinks Powders? I'm missing a joke here. Would I believe there is a red VTS for sale in Melbourne, Australia? I'm very tempted after your videos in this giveaway, but obviously I'm in Australia and I'm watching in the future. Well, yeah, buy it. If it's any VTS, buy it. In Australia, there can't be many on there. The C6 wouldn't do as well on dyno now with the gearbox fixed. Yeah, it probably would, because when you put it in manual mode, it locks in gear until it forces itself down, and it won't force itself out of gear until you're down to like, it was really low. It was like 1300 revs or something. So, oh, thank you, Golden Croc, for the sec. Don't know what sec is, but thank you. That's very kind. I'm proud of how far you have come. Oh, thanks, Mum. Proud of how far you have come since I first watched you tinkering with Cecily the C5 for Ian. It wasn't for Ian. That was for Phil. That was for the guy who bought it off Ian. And to be honest with you, those videos were so they were so bad because they were I just filmed everything pretty much. Looking back at it, actually, I wouldn't have even bothered filming it now, because I'd be like, well, who's going to watch that? So, oh, Swedish krona. Thank you. We forgot I don't watch much YouTube. Oh, you don't have to do that. This message proudly brought to you by Sniffalicious VPN protein-based fabric softener. There you go. If you want people to send you money, just say you don't monetize your live streams and they'll do it. You don't have to do that, but thank you. Cecily went to the guy who bought it off Ian, which is Phil. He did a lot of good work with it, and then he sold it last year for I think he got a V6 C5. I don't know why. You think V6 it'll be good. I've driven a V6 C5. It was not good. Oh no, it was. I think he needed an auto. Yes, I think he needed an auto, and Cecily was very much not, because I changed the clutch. So, oh man, there's another one. What's this? 10 something dollars. Thank you, man. Falano. Is that your real name? And is that on your birth certificate? Falano B088 B08 VC. Very kind. It's not your real name, is it not? Oh, you do surprise me. You do surprise me. Oh, Alex, you don't have to do that, mate. Thank you. Does it say up and down on what? Because this channel is underrated and worth it. Well, better to be underrated than overrated. Do I still dislike the C5 as much as I did in those videos? Oh, up and down on my birth certificate. No, it doesn't. Because there was actually it wasn't going to be called up and down. Originally, it wasn't going to be called up and down. So, do I still like the C5? Dislike the C5? Yeah, I kind of respect it. And Cecily, I hate that name. Sorry, I keep saying Cecily, but I hate that name. That car had a little bit of character, and it was like workhorse character. Actually, a little bit like Betty, same kind of vibe. It was like not pretty, not flash, but honest. It just felt honest, like it was a trooper. So I kind of had a bit of respect for it, but visually, I would rather poke myself in the eyes than look at one, other than just hateful looking cars, C5s. Yeah, and they don't drive very well either. I mean, they're all right, but yeah, I just never got on with a C5. Don't like them. So yeah, that's negative, isn't it? I made a joke about C5s on the stage at Rustival, and it fell so flat. It was like, whoa, that was bad. It was like, right, okay. So a lot of C5 owners in the chat. I drove a petrol V6. It was a petrol V6 estate, a 2005. It was like the facelift Mark 1. My mate bought it and had it shipped down, and he sold it not long after because he was like, "Why have I done that?" Yeah, it was horrible. It was horrible. It takes anything good about that engine just gets lost because the thing's so heavy and boaty. It just there's no guts to it anymore. Yeah, it was. And every time you used to pull out of junctions, I mean, his anti-airs can do it, but every time you pull out of a junction, the front would go shoot right up in the air. Horrible. So the estate was less offensive than the hatchback in the C5 world, yes. So, but they're good cars. I think the C5 is a good car. I didn't tell anyone. So, don't buy one of them. You're gonna have nightmares. They're okay. So, oh, thank you, Lester LeSabre. Do you have a? Is it a Buick? Buick LeSabre. Fulano in Brazilian Portuguese means John Doe. Oh, what does John Doe mean? Is that something I'm like John? No, dear John. John, is that like we would say in the UK, like John Smith, like the most like NPC name? What is, in my opinion, the best Citroen DS/ID model? I don't know. Do you know what? It's going to sound an arsehole-ish thing to say, but I think the D Super 5 is actually a good shout because you've got the engine and gearbox from a proper DS, but everything else is more simple. I mean, a D Super 5 is so close to being a DS anyway. It's not actually that different at all. But at the end of the day, they all look the same. I don't think you could say there's a best or a worst. To be honest, I've never driven one with a semi-automatic gearbox. Maybe I'll drive one day, but they don't actually look that great when you watch the in-car videos. But maybe they are to drive. I don't know. So I just think, yeah, I prefer the saloon over the convertibles and the estates. I'm not fussed about the estates that much. I think the saloon's better looking than the convertible. So just a nice saloon. Oh, people saying nice things now. Look at that. Thank you. Is it Callum? You are Callum, aren't you? An X7 3-litre HDI V6 is a completely different beast. Well, yeah, I would think so because it's a totally different platform. That's like a C6. Well, it's a C6 without the funky damping. So, I mean, I'd probably have a rough idea what one of those would be like. Oh, it was a Buick, yeah. We say they've been putting so much time into Rustival that socials have fallen off the radar, and it's kind of like, do you need a social with Rustival's there? Like, is that not like that? Is basically a hub nut social on steroids, isn't it? With other people dragged in to help it. Yeah. A Buick is a Buick LeSabre, yeah. A generic name. Thought so. Isn't Auto Shenanigans John Smith? No, he's not. John Doe is what they tag a corpse when it's unidentified. There you go. The more you know. Here's a question: M3 E46 or M5 E39? Oh, that is a question. Oh man, I don't know. Can you see the one behind me? No. I'm doing it in reverse. There you go. That's the estate that we built. E46 M3 estate. I had that. I'll have to do a video on that one day, just talking about it, because it's in Norway. It's not here. I don't know. I do like both of them. I think like probably the E39 is probably the slightly better car, the M5, but I do quite like the E46. I like the engine, the way it revs and everything. E39. I've done work on an E39. I did like it. But yeah, I think probably the E46. A bit smaller, a bit lighter. Yeah, there you go. He's nailed it. Golden Croc has nailed it. E46 small roads, E39 large sweepers, and Autobahn. Yeah, pretty much. I do like the M3 though. I mean, I remember the first time I drove an E36 and it had warmed up fully, and I let it rip. It was a 3 litre, and you're just letting it rev out, and I was driving it thinking like, oh, JM's text me. It was worth. It was. I remember driving it thinking like, God, what's all the fuss then? And thinking like, man, that's all right. And then I got to an open bit of road in third gear and just let it all the way around. Ah, right, okay, yeah, I get it. It is peak BMW era, yeah, definitely. I do like the E60 actually. I don't mind the E60. It looks wise, but yeah, I really like the E46 M3. I like the E36 M3. But the E39. Let's say I've told the story about the E39. When I was driving down the road, I took it out. I did a clutch on it and some other bits and bobs. Owned by, I can't remember his name. Real nice guy, and it had quite a few miles on it. It was that light blue color, and I drove it down the road and I took it out at lunch because I was testing the clutch and make sure it wasn't juddering and everything like that. And I took it to the co-op up the road, and I drove down, and I see these two chavs walking towards me like roadmen, like bloody like hoods half up and all that kind of thing, like dressed like they want to go out and start some gang war somewhere. Which is, I mean, they're in Fareham. Get a grip, you're in Fareham. And I was sort of, and you're being judgmental. And I'm driving down the road and I see him and I'm like, oh, God, look at them two losers. But I had the window down, so I slowed down. And as I've slowed down, I've just heard one of them go, oh, it's an M5. Like, these kids are like 16 or something like that, 17. I'm like, how would they know what an E39 is? And they were waiting for it to go by so they could see the exhausts or something and tell it was an M5. And I was like, right, well, I've completely got that one wrong. I've summed them up wrong, haven't I? I've just made that assumption just based on how they look, They're right, it was an M5. M5 probably does have more class, yeah, I expect so, but it was going to finish at 8 o'clock, yeah. What time is it now? Oh, God, 8:45. Yeah, I'm going to be going soon. I've eaten for the day, so I'm not like, we haven't got any issues with that. I didn't state what day though. I'm just reading all the comments. They just keep coming through. So no, it's not a 24-hour stream, this one. What, the X7 HDI has AMVAR? Does it? I didn't know that. Really need to bring something more interesting to Rustival next year. What's that? What, instead of a Renault, whatever it is, Phil? Next year, my plan is Rustival. I don't know when Rustival's going to be. If it's early in the year, or if it's early or later, like it was last year. If it's early in the year, my aim is the Chimera. That's my aim, Chimera. If it's later in the year, Activa, or really unlikely, but the D maybe. A 48-hour stream, yeah. I couldn't do a 48-hour stream. If it was if I take the SM to Rustable, it'd be on a trailer. Well, yeah, if it's where it is, yeah, that's the other thing. It's called where it is, isn't it? Yeah, SM would be Rustable 25, not 2025, the 25th Rustable. Can I fit a tow bar on a TVR? No. Well, no, I've never seen it. The winner is at work. UPnDOWN. The winner is at work, but he wants the car. The SM is like the new Binky with less updates. Are you having a laugh? How many videos are there on the SM in the time I've had it? There must be 20. Whereas Binky, there have been like 40 on Binky. But Binky's been going for like 10 years. So, yeah. You could say they've made more progress, admittedly. I want to get the SM moving. 42 episodes over 12 years. There you go. See, my episodes per year ratio on the SM is better. So yeah, I need to get the SM will yeah, it's when I get the time, basically. Do you know, I watched most of Binky. I didn't watch most of it. I watched Binky up to, I discovered Binky. I was quite late. It was like episode 27 or something, or 28. So I had a run of watching them non-stop up until 28. So that was good. But I still can't figure out how they're going to get that thing road legal. But of course, the rules changed. Well, no, the rules changed recently last time. I did a video, didn't I, in August? I'm supposed to do a follow-up. They'll still have to go through IVA, I'd have thought. But yeah, I think I don't know. Might benefit them. Might benefit them the rule change. I mean, they'll get it through IVA, but I'm just worried that they had it all painted and everything first, and if they have to muck around with things, they might ruin some of the good work. Perhaps if I had a slave for customer work, it would free up SM time. Well, yeah, if I had money to pay an employee, then yeah, I'd be laughing, wouldn't I? They've made more progress in video 1 than my SM has. Well, that's kind of rude. There is 2 of them in a kettle. There's my SM. It's taken quite a long time to get it to the point it's at, but it took a long time just to put it where it is. I don't know if it'll need an engineer's report to get insurance, Binky. I mean, I could insure it now. If you have, my insurance company wouldn't care. They'd be like, just put the reg number into the thing and do it. It's more getting it like registered and everything, because it's obviously not a Mini anymore. I really wanted to see it on the road and everything, because it's just probably the best build I've ever seen, I think. I would, yeah, probably the best build. But like, my insurance company don't care about Hilda. Like, they don't care. Not bothered. They wouldn't register it as a GT. Well, they can register it as whatever they want, but it would go on a Q. It would be on a Q plate, which you'd kind of expect, because it's a mishmash of bits. But they could call it. They could call it Binky. They could literally call it a BOM Binky, make and manufacture. A standard Binky Mini special. Is that what they've called it? How did he know hobnobs? Did someone mention hobnobs? Look, I've got. They're actually better than hobnobs. Little specials. They're better than hobnobs. Do I have a group insurance policy for all my cars? You MID, are you? Yes. So yeah, I'm going to be going. So I'm going to be going at 9. I don't know what James will do with Professor Tomato. I mean, he can't. I don't expect he'll make a long video of the repairs, because I don't think he'll be able to. I mean, I've got a little bit of unused footage still saved from when I was doing I had a dash out and I was changing all the bulbs. This is Tomatoes summed up. I changed all the bulbs, speedo, rev counter, everything, so it all looked amazing. It looked exactly like a brand new car. Everything worked. Everything was the same brightness. Rubber washers refitted. No creaks, no rattles. Dash pod lined up beautifully. Got in it the other day. One of the telltale lights has stopped working. So yeah, that's exactly how it's been going. You win, and then you win a bit more, and then it takes a little bit back. So we'll get there. We will get there. The Audi ones have. This is little ones. They have more salt. OTs are great. Shame there's only 2 in a packet. Yeah, they just yeah. It looks like there's more, doesn't it? But you end up with 2 every time you go to them. There's only 2 left. Yeah, Hobnobs and Pepsi Max. Yeah, pretty much. Oh, Gray the Floridan Circle has gone. Yeah, I'm going to finish at. I'm going to finish in 5 minutes. So. Thank you, Ian, for your moderating. I'll keep everyone posted what happens with the C4. But, looks like we found an owner for it, so that's good. And then I'll have to get another one. Note how the offer of help from Hubnut was quietly ignored. I don't see every comment. What happened to Ian's charger? Oh, that's the new C4 owners now. I can't remember what his name was. Alez? Yeah, Alez. That's his now. Is my thing on top chat? Yes. If I put it on, oh my God, Ian's used an emoji. There must be real feeling there. I'm not sure about top chat as well. I think it must be an algorithm, but to do with like repeated words and things, maybe. Cheers, Ian. Yeah, that's been fairly successful, hasn't it? Thank you, Howard. Thank you, Andrew, Steve. Has he gone yet? What, me? No, still here, but going in a minute. Yeah, it's gone better tonight, hasn't it? Well, basically, because the stream the other night was basically just scratching around trying to figure out what to do with this bloody car. Yeah, now Hubnut's gone, everyone's leaving. Used to that. He gets a lot. He's got some people who like Hubnut. Like some people who like Hubnut, they like really, really like him. They're really like, yeah. It's a little bit weird. He offered to help with the SM, did he? Probably better that I did miss that, isn't it? It did turn into an administrative. I can't even talk now. What? Administrative nightmare. Admin. Yes. Yeah, I'll probably do another raffle. Sunday I would have gone. If you'd asked me if I was going to do another raffle, I'd have probably said nah. But yeah, maybe I'll do another one. See what it is. As I said the other day, I don't want to just go and like find. I don't just want to go and find something for the sake of finding it. I want it to be something that means something, or something with a previous story, or rescuing something, and something that someone's going to enjoy. I don't just want to turn around a normal everyday car, unless like it's a normal everyday car that's got something about it, or there's a story, or some kind of something interesting about it. Pound 100 HP was perfect. So in the same way the C4 is, because the point with that car was that you could use that daily still. I mean, most people would regard that as an old car now, but you could still use it daily. Has aircon, it has comfy seats, it has a bloody good stereo. You can use it, and it's funky enough you could take it to shows. Pound 100 HP, exactly the same. You could take that to shows, or you could just use it as a daily. Well, it's not for charity, really, is it? Well, it is, because most of it's for me, so that's still charity. But yeah, it's not really for charity. It's for each card sends charity money to charity, but yeah, I don't know. I'll see what pops up, see what takes my fancy. I mean, it's worked out with the C4 now. Like financially, it's benefited me to do it. So that's the main thing. You could argue that how much is your time worth? You've put a lot of time and stress into it. Most of it admin. I worked on the car, but yeah, but I've worked for the money now. That's for sure. But it has paid off. I've made more than I would have done if I just sold it. So I don't know what it's actually worth. I mean, you might be able to sell it for a couple of grand. You definitely get 1,500 quid for it, just because of what it is. Anything else I'm watching on eBay? We've gone past my 9 o'clock cutoff now. I will send a message to the pound 100 HP seller. Should we do it now? Should we make that the last thing I'm doing? Where's it gone? Oh, eBay is so crap. There's another car in my list there, but I'm going to keep it secret in case I end up with one. In fact, there's two in there. There's a Clio 172 Phase 1 in silver, so it's the right spec and everything. 2,000 at the moment with 6 bids, but I've got 4 days left. So, where's it gone? Where's it gone? There's a ZX Volcan barn find project. Pound 100 HP. There we go. I'll send him a message and I'll just say, hi, if the bidder message you around, I'd be interested. Winner, sorry. There we go. It started at 500 and it went for 590. That's a cheap pound 100 HP. Has it got the Pandemonium pack? No, it doesn't. Oh, that's disappointing. Right. I reckon that's me done. Been a while since someone bought a car live on a stream. I could do that, couldn't I? Well, I've messaged them, so if I fancy doing a 1930s Lancia, fancy doing a what to a 1930s Lancia? That I like. What's that one? Ian, is it Aprilia? They're really pretty. The one Ian drove. I'm just waiting to see if he replied. Was it Pentagram who wrote that? You've got a Lancia Aprilia. Yeah, but you sound like you're like 500 miles away. Right. Well, that's yeah. Well, mate, yeah, I'd be interested in that definitely. Everyone is 500 miles away from Fareham. Well, not true, because when I look for cars on my watch list and I put in a radius, I get cars in the Isle of Wight, which is brilliant because they're all low mileage and they all cost £200 to bring back because of the stupid bloody ferry. Yeah, we'll do. We'll see what happens. So, yes, right. Thank you for coming down and for watching. Congratulations to Les. And yeah, I think we've done it. I think we found the C4 a new home. See what the next one is. I don't think there's anything else to say, so you can all go away now. Bye.